What up, guys? What up, guys? This is for Donald Trump. That's a selfish president and stand up for certain people from black and white. And this is for Joe Biden. When you stand by racial businesses and race communities that been looking after their when you talk about giving back and they've been racial their whole life. When you talk about Social Security, get out of death. Business supposed to get out of death with God and Jesus. They owe disability. God is not the other way around, partner. And not the other way. You need to know what side you on. You on yourself. You on a community that don't know how to treat people. I'm not gonna be a victim. Let me tell you. I told Doug Miller he's scared of change. The contract already signed. He's scared of change. America don't win. God the only one that's win. The heavens. God in the spirit, the only one that's happy right now. Not because he have money. You know why God and Jesus happy? Because of the understanding. The understanding that one of his children got, even when he's older, the understanding that he's able to tell his children and his black and white what's the matter, what's truly going on. They don't have to listen. They don't have to agree with me. Hatred don't have to understand me. But you put my life in danger for your selfish ass president. And Joe Biden, you the same. And the community don't know how to change. You want God to come in the body and they can't even behave and protect him. To protect God and Jesus in the body. That's why he's in the spirit and not the body, because your selfishness year after year to go against the grain. Year after year, yeah. Year after year. No, you need to get out of death. You need to stand for your profit and your gain and how your behavior of your community acts. Nobody got time for that, man. Nobody got time for a selfish Joe Biden, a selfish president or something. No, I've been participating my whole life. God been participating in Central, but you will not lie. You will not lie for your participation, make the community more understanding, but you can't. It's the parents' job, how they teach their kids. And not just in the schools, also in the business, how they teach them not love and not care, not understanding, not to love their neighbor. As long as black and white keep faking they love and you see it in the mindset, how can you understand it? But you didn't do this for nobody but yourself, for your business, to get more wealth for yourself and you and your people. Not to understand God and Jesus. You did. Let me tell you, when a senator talk about value, God and Jesus do not have value because they misunderstood. They misunderstood. Just because you talk about the Bible, you do that for the people, because the people believe. You don't really believe because you putting the people believe first. And one thing I talked about on the Justice Department, and I filed the civil rights on the Justice Department, and saying the civil rights and the Justice, I'm trying to get in the public trust. What about God trust? When I made my complaint, I said, what about God trust? What about God trust and the understanding of Jesus trust? Once you betrayed that trust, you betrayed that trust. You betrayed it. You betrayed it for your selfishness. For your selfishness to not hear anybody's opinion, but to certain society that able to participate in job. God said we are all loved. Let me tell you, everybody, T.I. can talk about, oh, and no more good people. Shut up. I met good people. Gray is one. The people I met at Toys R Us in Louisville, Miss Brittany and everybody else. The people that taught me how to bend, that worked with me at Toys R Us, not Toys R Us closed down, that taught me how to do these things. I met good people. And if I ever meet them again, I might see them and let's start a business again. Let's start getting Toys R Us back. I want my kid to know the fun of not just buying the toys, the fun of leadership, the fun of just coming at it every day, don't matter what the challenge is. Baby, they treated me as fair as well. When I didn't come, when I was having a dumbass situation with Social Security, they called me when I didn't show up the last 3 days. But it's your problem as a government, right? You a coward, man. And Joe Biden, he's laughing, he's doing all of this. When you put a note, you got your eyes on selfishness. But you've been winning years after years, century after centuries, years after years. God don't got time for that, man. God don't got time for that. God don't got time for a president that like to lie and y'all all in it together. All of you got your own selfishness. And when you protect your community values on your protect, but you don't protect God value and Jesus value and Jesus sight. You laugh because you haven't seen the spirit. It's always gonna have people to laugh because they haven't physically seen God and Jesus in the body and the spirit. You haven't physically seen it. And when you make up things because you take the public side and you influence their side and you manipulate those values and you manipulate those beliefs for your own ambitions. That's not love, man. That's selfishness as a leader. Selfishness to not hear anybody's opinion but your opinion. And you put everybody in life in jeopardy for your selfish president and your selfish senators. You have the power. God, the thing about crucified, God had a little power on this earth. But look at he got crucified. Jesus and God had a little power. Look, Jesus got crucified now. He got crucified now. And he's still able to make change and you still haven't learned. He still haven't learned. He still haven't learned. He still haven't learned anything. He's a selfish president. After a selfish senator that don't know how to abuse. And I told these kids yesterday, I want y'all kids to know, do not look up to Trump. Do not look up to the senators, not to look at Joe Biden. I need you to remember history. When you become a president, do not abuse. If you're going to get, let me tell you something. God said, if you're going to get impeached in centuries, abuse your power for a good reason, not a bad reason. That means you got to overpower community. They got their own vindictive problem. You overpower those things for a good reason. And I want these kids to know, if you become president or a senator, do not follow behind Joe Biden and the senators and them. That's bad leadership. You overpower, you're going to get pinched and God going to respect you. And certain people in your century are going to look at you and say, hold up. That person did no wrong. He did no wrong. He went against the community. He stands for some of a vision that the behavior that's going, and that's the difference. That's what that's what God is going to respect you. And people gotta, and trust me, when that girl or that woman get in that office, your society, let me tell you what society is going to do. This is what they're going to do with your impeachment. When you do something good, and you go against Joe Biden behavior, and you go against senators and their behavior in history, this is what God's children and everybody going to do in your community in the future. This is what the impeachment going to do. That's what you when you stand for something good and you don't agree with public, you don't agree with communities and business and racism that don't know how to treat people, you tear it up. And I bet you your impeachment go away with God and Jesus when you go against it. The public don't matter. The spirit of God and Jesus, man, when I put you in a position to do something what they can't do. So God say, I promise kids, I promise everybody, don't make the same mistakes that they make. You are gonna be bigger than Joe Biden. You're gonna be bigger than Obama. You're gonna be bigger than all of them because you know why? Because you stood for something greater. You to let community influence over judge your empowerment and under judge. I don't care if you're white, black, Mexican. I don't care what you are, Jewish. I don't care what you are. You have a right to change the world any way you see fit. Mark the day of what we're going to do today. Mark the day when God make history and Jesus make history. Not because what the president do, it's what you do in the spirit century is to come. And that what matters the most. That what matters the most. Be better. Be better and beyond. You will be remembered beyond their means, beyond their understandings. You will remember this not as an American, as a president. You will be remembered through the cosmos and history. When they talk about you, you're going to define communities when they go against it. You're going to define other people when you go against it. And the community got nothing to do but respect you. And say, heck, and they're going to vote against it and not impeaching you. That's the difference. Because you know the behavior out of society. You know the behavior out of American business. I say they kind of scared to let me at the table, Doug Miller, when the employees wanted it in other stores and everybody, they kind of scared, baby. You terrified of it? The creator is watching us. I'm not concerned about what other people think. I want my friend Summer to hear me. When an older guy jumped on me when I was a kid in an apartment and I found out this person's son died. Dad died. I found out this person's dad died. I found out this person's dad died. 8 years later, he died. And I remember Summer, Cheyenne, and everybody, Sabina, and everybody was getting ready to go beat this person up. It was 20 of us against 2 or 3 of them. You know what I told me? He's not worth it. He's not worth it as a man. He's not worth it because when you do somebody wrong, he's not worth that. I mean, you got to trust in God. When we sitting on that step, and I was when this was ice on the ground, and we were talking about one of these days when we sitting out there in the cold. Me and Sabina sat on my lap, and I was freezing at Sabina. I said, "Oh, girl, my hands are freezing right now. My damn things are freezing." And they wanted to go beat him up. And we were throwing snowballs and all us doing that at each other and doing that stuff at each other. And I just tell them, it's snowing outside. You remember that time? Sabina said, that's the problem with those situations. And those from man Carrollton. But I said, just because he put his hand on me, and I hope Summer don't mean we get it back. Let God play. And I thought I said that because there's 15 of us. We don't get this man back by doing violence. We let God come. And this is a true story. They happened to see a beat Carrollton. This guy that stayed under Sabina, and I'm cool with her brother, but we don't get that back. So when I told, and I hope Sabina and some of them realized that, and everybody realized that we don't get them back behind misbehavior, and we ain't doing it now. We let God work in mysterious ways. But I want to know what other lies they're going to come up with to betray God and lie. Because anybody can get paid to lie, and you dumbass government to believe it and take it through court. That's the dumbest man. I'm going to call you out on it. God going to call you dumbasses out on it. Then you want money. You're a selfish liar. But that call center that made fun of me, I want my justice. And that lady said, sue us if you want, baby. No, you going to cut the check. And we going to handle this the way we want to handle it. You going to cut the check. They going to regret they made fun of me and took my bluff and want to hang up in people's face, baby. Come on, let's deal with this, partner. Let's deal with this, partner. We can deal with this the easy way, and we can deal with it the hard way. And my money haven't hit my account, you hear me? They have not hit my account. So, hey, we're going to do this from February to March to April. And the more you be a stubborn Joe Biden and a stubborn community and a stubborn Social Security, I'm gonna push the boundaries of your little lying ass. You lie. And God, the people might respect you, but the Spirit of God and Jesus don't respect you. But he the liar, right? He the liar that stand for something. You stood by your people. That your people is your people. You stick by businesses. You stick by communities that take God and Jesus for granted, and they don't know how to act in a business, baby. I don't need you to. When I say don't treat us incompetent, don't belittle us, treat us as equal, baby. I don't need you. I don't need. But you gonna watch what you say to me. And I'm stuck to deal with this person behavior. I'm stuck to deal with this person behavior. Cause it's a being, man. I'm stuck to deal with it. Enough is enough. My name is Hubert Sellers. Hey, Hubert, there's a lot of conniving stuff that's going on in this city. Nobody wants to deal with that. Governor Abbott's a coward, man. Nobody don't care about his lying behavior. You don't deserve to know, you selfish governor. And you sit behind those kids, and those kids don't know what you're about. You're not about honesty. You are not about giving justice for all. You're not about none of these things. You're not about seeing these kids are living blind. You know, when I was in Garland, I was telling kids to pick up a school. When I was in Garland school, by Garland school, when we was talking to each other, I was telling them to pick up a business book. Because they want to fool our kids to only study high school and pick up high school books and middle school books and algebra. I tell these kids, y'all better stop there and start picking up a business book. They want y'all to work focus on this high school algebra history. They don't want y'all to pick up a business book because they want to use you. I know it's gonna get. Oh, I don't want to talk, but baby, you got to do what needs to be done. Ain't my time. I know it's gonna happen. You got to do what needs to be done. I don't want to talk about school. You better start picking up some business book and learning something. I'm telling you right now. And now you're gonna be a playing field and a playing ground. That fake love, that fake stuff is not gonna get you nowhere, man. All that, man. I had to get on to him, man.